Good morning and welcome to my fourth video all about Bike Week. It's going to be all about onboarding Bike Week onto your routine. I'd like to give you guys a few tips and pointers. I'm going to take a video each day, so around 5 tips and some general facts about bike riding and how it can change your life for the better. And remember to hit the notifications, subscribe, and all that other jazz. Let's get to it. Bicycle. Have your gear ready and have a plan the night before. It's really easy in the morning to just say no. And if your stuff's not ready, if you don't have your day planned out, then you won't be riding your bike to work. So you got to really pay attention to what's your schedule. You've got to make sure that your bike is ready, is road ready, meaning that the tires have air, meaning that everything's tightened up, meaning that you're ready to go. And finally, you've got to remember to have your backpack. It's all got to be laid out and ready to go. Think functional, don't overpack, keep it light, keep it simple, and enjoy. All right, everybody, heading home after a long day of work and workout. I'm really happy. I think it's successful. I feel like I got a great workout. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to get some rest. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bicycle, bicycle. All right, good morning, everybody. It's day 2, and let's talk a little bit about your gear. No one really has the perfect gear. The guy who has a $5,000, the guy or gal who has a $5,000 bike, they want more. The guy or gal who has a $100 bike, they want more. So my advice in terms of your bike is whatever you've got, as long as it's roadworthy, meaning the tires have pressure, it's oiled up, and everything's nice and tight, then just use what you've got until you're ready to get something better. Your habits will determine whether you want to upgrade that bike. And over time, use some of the money that you save maybe on gas, or some of the money that you save maybe on the upkeep of your vehicle to contribute towards your bike, so that you don't get into this, get a super fancy bike, and then find that you're not really riding to work as often as you like. So let the habit come first and then upgrade your gear. Another point that you need to consider is having a good backpack. Again, it doesn't matter if it's a $5 backpack, a $100 backpack, or up, and make sure that that backpack is all geared up, meaning that you've got all the things that you need for your day. If you're going to work, that's probably going to be a laptop. If you're a content creator like me, you're going to want a GoPro or some sorts of cameras in that bag. And then depending on where you're going that day, if you're going out afterwards, you might want to change of clothes, or if you are at an office that needs a change of clothes, you might want to keep your dress shirt or your slacks in there, or a change of shoes. All right, people, we talked a little bit earlier about some gear and about the essentials about your bike, about your backpack. Let's talk about the bells and whistles, the extra little things that is probably good for you to have when you're out biking. Item number 1 that's really important is going to be a light, or LED light that you can attach to your handlebars in case you get caught at work or it gets dark outside. That way folks can see you and it's safe. Another key important thing is some type of windbreaker or jacket, an extra layer, possibly if it's going to be water resistant. That's also going to be really, really helpful to you. Trust me, you don't want to get caught out in the rain without a good jacket or a good layer. Item number 3 is going to be some type of holder for your phone. Just make sure to go high on the quality, because I've lost a phone or 2 to off-road riding, and it's just not any fun when you lose your phone. So get yourself a clip, something that holds it in place, something with extra protection. Item number, let's see, I don't know if that's 3 or 4, but another item is going to be a bell, so that when you come upon folks, when you're riding up behind them on the trail or on the road, give them a nice ring, and let them know to move to the right. That way you don't have to be a douchebag or yell out to folks who are just walking, enjoying their minding their business. Bicycle, bicycle. All right, moving right along, it's Thursday, it's day 4. You can see that it is again raining, as it rained yesterday. The major difference is that today I powered up and I went through it. The thing that I wanted to talk about today is going to be the impact to the environment and also the impact to your personal health.
So stay tuned for those tips. So let's talk about the contribution that you have to society and to the future of society of the planet Earth is the reduction of your carbon footprint and the CO2 emissions that you personally are generating. You're adding to the problem, right? So if you can come up with a strategy to reduce that number, I think I've read studies where a person who's commuting to work on a bike is contributing about 16 grams, whereas a car is doing maybe around 15 times that amount. They're doing in excess of 250 grams per kilometer when it comes to improving the environment, reducing our carbon footprint, not relying on fossil fuels as a means of transportation, reducing the amount of resources that we deplete from the earth. And all of those things really kind of tie into this idea of saving the trees. For example, saving the oceans or saving the water supply. For example, helping or saving animals and plant life. These are all tangentially related to the number of fossil fuel emissions that we're putting out there and the rate that we're consuming the scarce resources of the earth. So really consider a small change that many people who implement a small change in their life can have a great effect on the overall environment. The average American, if they were to do this and incorporate this into their routines, they could possibly lose about 13 pounds per year, improving the strength of your legs. Also focuses on core without doing damage to your knees like running or jogging. So biking is a really efficient and effective way to train and to get yourself in a little bit better shape. Another tangential benefit is the improvement to your mood that being outdoors gets you. You get that sun, so you get the vitamin D, and you get away from being in your car and being isolated. You get out there and kind of the visceral feeling of being free is being out on the road. A couple ways immediately that I can think of where riding the bike saves me money and saves me time. One is replacing my gym time with actual bike time. Possibly for you folks that could also mean canceling a gym membership. And then number two is the number of times that I go to the pump per month. Instead of going 2 times a month or even 3 times a month, when I am doing more biking in the summertime especially, I notice that maybe I'm going 1 or 1.5 times on average to the pump per month. And that translates to, $100 plus per month. So if you have some gear ideas, if you're saying I want a better bike, if you're saying I want a cooler backpack, if you're saying I want something else to help with my commutes, use what you have today, save that money that you're accumulating over time and put it towards that purchase. And then once you have better bike / better equipment, you're more apt to ride, and it becomes a sort of cycle, if you will, of doing more and more riding.
All right, everyone, we made it home safely, most importantly, and secondly, we made it home dry. So it looks like Mother Nature cooperated with us and brought the sunshine out a little bit. So really looking forward to tomorrow, which is the end of the week, but hopefully the beginning of a great new life habit. Bicycle, bicycle. Hey everybody, good morning. It's Friday. Looks like a beautiful day out, so we're gonna get in our Friday ride. A few things that I haven't mentioned on the video so far. Number one is a helmet. If you're not a proficient rider, if you care about your safety, get one and use it. I haven't been using it the whole video because mostly I do trail riding and I'm not in a big city. But today, for the sake of others who are watching, I'm going to use the helmet. And one of the messages that I wanted to convey is that not every day has to be the same. If you have flexibility in your life, it's a good time for you to take a different trail or a different path. Maybe hit up a coffee shop or do some fun things in your neighborhood that you maybe haven't done before. All right, we're about halfway to our destination. Today, as I said, it's all about the journey. So when you're out there, don't be a slave to the clock. Take a little bit of time and enjoy the sights, the sounds, the smells, the birds in the morning. It's really kind of amazing. It really kind of changes your morning routine and your daily routine and gives you Gives you a little bit more energy. Bicycle. All right, folks, it's Friday. We made it to our destination. We did about 7 miles one way, so about 14 miles on the Friday trip. That's going to be the big trip of the week. On the other days, the round trip to work was about 7 to 8 miles, so let's call it 24. So 14 and 24, we're looking at 38 miles for the week. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy to put those 34 miles into my own personal fitness and my own personal well-being, rather than putting them into fossil fuels and into my vehicle at the gas pump, in terms of dollars and in terms of the pollution that I've generated. So I'm happy to make that trade-off any week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. So try to incorporate biking into your week and into your lifestyle. Huge benefits for your body, huge benefits for the environment. It's kind of a no-brainer. Bicycle, bicycle.